Yo, what is up, guys? How's it going? So the video you guys are about to watch is a gameplay commentary type thing. I haven't done this on this channel, but I kind of wanted to start doing them. It's a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. I used to do them on like an old channel, you know, when I was 6 and my voice sounded like I was -5. But you know, I stopped doing those. I don't know why, just because I just wasn't getting viewers or whatever. But now I just want to do it because it's a fun way to either let off steam or talk about a topic that, you know, you really wouldn't get a chance to talk about unless, you know, you were prompted to. I don't know, whatever. So the way I'm going to do most of these topics is I'm going to have, you know, either somebody on Twitter say, you know, hey Mumble, you should make a commentary about, and then they'll finish a sentence, or somebody will say on YouTube. So if you guys, for example, want to hear something about, like, I don't know, experience, you got to be specific though, because I can't think of stuff. I'm not, but if you guys want to leave some in the comments down below, say something like, you know, hey Mumble, you should make a commentary about, finish the sentence, and I can, if I like it, I'll definitely, you know, do it. So you'll be featured in the next time I do one of these videos. So I'm not going to stop doing, like, you know, uploads from streams, from my stream, but I am going to start doing these every once in a while because these are, like I said, they're a lot of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and start the gameplay, and I will ask the I will tell you the question that what's it called, that I was asked, and the question that I'm going to be talking about for this first episode. Alright, so I tweeted out on Twitter, need some commentary ideas. Reply to this tweet with, you should make a commentary about _ and finish the sentence. And my friend at V for Velarda tweeted at me saying, who was your biggest influence in COD and why was it me? So at the end, you know, he kind of joked saying, why was it me? And it's kind of funny because he probably doesn't assume, or he probably didn't assume that he would be involved in the answer to this. But to start off with this competitive thing, I have to start with playing Halo. So when I first started playing Halo, it's when I first got my Xbox. You know, it's like that, you know, you open up your Xbox on Christmas Day and you kind of knew you were gonna get it, but at the same time you're like, you know, you probably weren't. So my parents made me open up Halo 3 first, you know, and I opened it up and I got Halo 3, and I was like, great, you know, I had the old Xbox, but I got Halo 3 for the Xbox 360, and I'm like, alright, well, I can't play it, you know. And my parents, I was like, you know, I was wicked depressed. I was like, Mom, Dad, I can't play Halo 3 on the Xbox, on the first Xbox. And they're like, oh, I guess we'll have to return it. So then, you know, open up my Xbox 360 in the behind the tree after, you know, I didn't know it was there, and then I got it behind the tree, and it was, you know, best Christmas ever. As a kid, you know, just waking up, it was like that big shiny red bike of like your parents' generation of opening that up. So, you know, I open up this Xbox, this Xbox One, or this Xbox 360, I'm sorry, and you know, my mom stayed home that day, helped us set up our Xbox Live. We were playing Halo 3 pubs all day, me and my brother. My friends had already had it, you know, for a year or so, so we were kind of late. And we, you know, we were starting to play with our friends. We were both, my dad bought us an extra controller, an extra mic, so we were both talking online. We were both, you know, playing, having a blast. And then my friend had gotten me into playing competitive GBs, and we sucked. You know, we weren't good, but we were actually going to go to Meadowlands in April, or I don't know why I said in April, because it's like, why, it doesn't matter. But Meadowlands was an event that was going to be in April, and I don't know why that stood out so much, but I remember it. It's going to be a New Jersey MLG event in April in Halo back in whatever year it was. But we were going to go, and then we ended up not going because we just couldn't find a team or whatever. We wouldn't have won, obviously, but it would have been fun to go as a, you know, and enjoy MLG event. So that was my first kind of intro to game battles, and I only played like a couple games, didn't really enjoy myself a ton because I didn't win, and then I got into what was called Griffball. And anybody who played Halo 3 pubs knows that every weekend there was double XP weekend, so they'd have like a special playlist. Before SWAT was an official playlist, I'm pretty sure SWAT was in a double XP weekend. Griffball is one of them. So Griffball, I'm not going to get into it. It was kind of like there's a ball in the middle, and you had a hammer and a sword, you know, an energy hammer or energy sword and the gravity hammer, whatever they were called. And, you know, there's a person with a ball, and if you had the ball, you had extra health. You had to run and plant it at one of the bomb sites, and, you know, it was just a square court, and it was so much fun. Got very competitive. They had like, it was like Griffball.com was part of Red versus Blue, or it was part of Rooster Teeth, which is the company that made Red versus Blue. And I know this sounds like a long story, but it's it connects to everything, so don't worry. And I don't know if anybody saw on Twitter, I tweeted out that I had to re-record this video because I found something that was so nostalgic, that I couldn't like go without adding it into this video. So like I said, we played competitive grip balls, me and my brother, and this is where I met a couple of my best friends. There's a kid named Steve who I met through the grip ball forums, and we played grip ball together, and we ended up hanging out outside of Xbox, and we hung out together. We hang out all the time. He's a really good friend of mine, and so we met him, we played, and I don't know, it was like, when we were younger, and the coolest thing that's kind of like a sidetrack, this is a video I'm about to start playing right now, is we were in the highlight reel. So they did highlight reels every season, every couple weeks they do a highlight reel, and my brother and I were in the highlight reel, and this was like the coolest thing, because we were so young. I'm not sure exactly what year it was, but it was in 2008, so this was 7 years ago. Actually 6. So I was 14 years old, and I know it sounds like I was too old, but I was like, it's like the coolest thing, just being featured in front of like, a video where all of your friends, all of like, the kids you compete against can watch you play, and they had people commentating over it. So me and my brother had a nice like tag team play, and we got featured in the highlights, so it was so cool. But yeah, that was where I kind of started playing competitive, and I was like so involved. They had like divisions and playoffs, and all-star game was so cool. So then when I stopped playing Halo, all my friends were like, yo, come play COD, come play COD, COD's so much more fun. And I was like, alright, fine, I'll give it a shot. Started out COD 4, played a bunch of pubs. That was pretty much it. And then MW2, I started playing pubs, and this was like when I didn't have like a ton of friends in school, but I had, like I was friendly with everybody at school, but I didn't have a ton of friends. And so, we come home every day, and as soon as we got home, we throw our backpacks down, we go play MW2, and my brother and I, we each had our own Xbox, and we both go home, we sit right down next to each other, and we play, we play with our friends, and this was like when I was probably 15, and I was like a couple months into the game, my friend, he was getting nukes, right? He got a couple nukes, and I was like, whoa, that sounds like fun, dude. It's like this. It was so prestigious when you were, when you were younger. It was like so hard to do, and when you first came out, it was so hard to do. So like I was like, I'm gonna start going for these, and I had like racked up like a crazy amount of nukes, a couple months into the game, to a point where like everybody wanted to come play. Like yo, I want to come play with Jacoby. That's my name at the time. But they're like, yo, I want to play with Jacoby. Like, it's all, everybody would get home first, and they're like, I'd be getting bombarded with like all of my brother's friends, all of my friends, all of my friends' friends. They're like, yo, let's play some Demolition. And I was like, all right, word. Like, this is the coolest thing ever, because I was like, actually like getting like popularity. Like kids were wanting to play with me, and it was like so cool. Because like like I said, I wasn't really popular, and like I'm okay admitting it, I just wasn't a popular person, and whatever. But like this is like so cool, because I was literally put on a pedestal. Like everybody, like kids at school were like, yo, you gonna play MW2 after? It's like, hell yeah, dude, because I don't go out to hang out with friends or anything, just go home and play video games. So then me and one of my old best friends, I really hate the kid now, but he used to be my best friend. We started playing 2v2 GBs on MW2. We'd play like whatever we could, like team deathmatch, map gen. We were those kids that we'd like get home from school, and we'd be like, all right, we gotta practice for a little, so we'll post for 7:30. We'll get home at 2:30, and we'll post for 7:30 at night. And then by the time 7:30 rolls around, we fucking forgot that we had a match, so we're those kids. But who cares? We were starting to play GBs. Had an awful record, and I was starting to get one friend at a time to come play GBs, and then eventually friends were like, yo, I just want to stick and play pubs. So I was like, all right, whatever. So then I started playing singles a lot. I played a ton of singles, and I at first I was awful at them. I didn't know what to play, and I had played like Demolition all the time when I went for nukes. I'm like, all right, Demolition's pretty easy. I kind of understand the game, so let's play Demolition. So I started. I remember I got a Demolition game, and there's Demolition game up on the match finder. This is back when like MW2 was very popular and singles were very popular. Like GB used to be so much more popular than it is now, and you know, match finder would be flooded with matches. So I remember I accepted the Demolition match, and it was against Travis Westfall. And anybody who played MW2 and played Demolition would know this kid. He's like one of like the main kids who played Demolition, and I played against him. And like MW2, when I first, you know, when you first played Demolition, you play Demolition, and the object of Demolition really in singles or really doubles in anything really is you want to get the least amount of kills going into overtime, because then you get offense, and offense is so much easier to win Demolition. There are people yelling in my house, so I hope you guys don't hear that. Sorry for getting sidetracked there. So you wanted to get the least amount of kills and still, you know, make it to overtime, which wasn't too hard. So you really made it into an art. So I'd run around, and I was on offense to start, right? And I'd run around and I killed this kid Travis, right? And I was like so happy, right? I got my first kill in this first GB, and I kept killing him, right? And then like he'd do these strats where he'd, like, you know, he'd plant a bomb and he'd stun me and he'd run to the next bomb, right? And I was like so scared to defuse, and then, you know, he'd run to the next bomb, plant the other bomb, come and kill me before I defuse the bomb. There's like this crazy like strategy that he had, right? So I was like, all right, what are you doing, man? Like, you know, I messaged him. I invited him to a party, and I'm like, he's like, what do you want? And I messaged him. He's like, dude, I'm like, why are you playing like this? And he's like, it's all part of the game. And eventually he taught me how to play Demolition. And I ended up getting like really good at Demolition, like being a nerd at it, knowing all these crazy strats. I got really good at it, and it's what made me like want to compete. You know, it was him, and then it goes back to this person who asked a question, V for Florida. That was David, is the kid he played with all the time, and they played 2v2 demo together, and it really this like involved me into a whole different like group of kids that play competitive Call of Duty, and it like really brought me into playing competitive Call of Duty. I learned to play Demolition singles, and I'd always wanted to beat them. You know, whenever I accepted the Demolition match, I was hoping, you know, hopefully this is David and Travis, so I can, you know, show what I've practiced, show what I've learned, and beat them. You know, I don't think I ever beat them, but it was just they had influenced me to, you know, learn new things about games, and like, you know, really think about Call of Duty. And I guess I can, you know, attribute some of my success and, you know, really working hard to try and win the game, and learn more about a game to them. So I guess I can thank them. And I really feel like that starting MW2 Demolition singles really opened up my competitive Call of Duty career. I think that's where I first really started playing competitive Call of Duty and started actually enjoying competitive Call of Duty, when I found, you know, there was something I enjoyed playing. So I think that'll wrap it up nice. You know, just as soon as this game ends, like I said, I think we tied 176 all. I had like 41 kills. So I'm going to end it here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to do some more like it. Love you guys so much. Take care. Peace.